Hello my friends, welcome back to the Gutes campaign. My name is Incoherence, of course, and we now have our two spies in position to get some information. This is going to be pretty critical for our decision making. In the short term, I've got Odir in the east. He's going to take a look at Lindum, possibly Camulodunum and Londinium. I don't know what his line of sight is like. And, okay, we've seen Londinium. It's recovering. It's not exactly... they've got one unit of garrison, some Palatina guards. And there are 0 buildings within. Okay, so Londinium is actually not a good city at all. I was prepared to capture it and make it our capital, but now it's maybe I may have to alter my decision making there. Although Aboricum, I think, is not much better. It's almost exactly the same, which is horrendous. It has a much larger getter. Oh, it has the Cateran Brigade, which is looking like a Germanic spear unit, almost, with the round shield and the crazy fucking hair. They've got that crazy fucking hair. We'll get Geezer to... Geezer? Really? Gizer. We'll get him to take a look at Saguntium and Wales in general, really. And we don't see much of anything. I imagine the Jutes are still besieging Camulodunum. That's what it seems like anyway. Saguntium also, I think, has... Yeah, it's still screwed up. The garrison is basically non-existent. I almost think we could make a good run at capturing Saguntium with just the navy, because that's how weak the garrison is. So, now that I know Britannia is so weak, what I could do is blitz. What would this be? Inferior? Britannia Inferior. We could blitz Britannia Inferior, have Sigurd capture Saguntium, Haraldir go for Aboricum, and maybe Ragnarr could grab Lindum. As for the Jutes, we'll probably take them out around the same time we capture Londinium. And I think that's going to be the end of them, essentially. They don't have any other holdings, and I think they probably have a singular army. This is really critical. I've yet to see an army from the Britannians, so that means I have free reign to essentially do what I wish. Alternatively, we could capture Saguntium and Corinium at the same time. And we could get a nice western front opened up here, and also the trade goods, the iron as well as the lead. All sorts of metals, heavy metals, glam metals, black metals, all those types of metals. Okay, the theme of Egypt at peace with the Garamantians. The Garamantians are having some poor luck, it seems. They're declaring wars and having to sue for peace almost immediately. We're going to continue to destroy this pasture that will reduce our food by about 26. We're going to get 40 from the trade depot. We're currently sitting at 42. So we should be in the 20s once that's gone. And if we were to build the communal grounds, the meeting hall rather, that will increase public order, increase wealth from culture, and we should still have a positive, we should have a food surplus. So I'm going to build that. And I may as well go for the steel forge as well. It will increase squalor, but not by much. And more importantly, it will allow us to upgrade our troops. It will unlock Nordic Axe Warriors. These are not any Axe Warriors. These are Nordic Axe Warriors. Those are the fucking brutes that I sick on the Celtic generals, and they cut through them like butter. Okay, we've found, I want to say, a training butte. If you can hit that, you can hit a man. Okay, we have recruited a bunch of ships, as we know, and we are building a raiding army for Haraldir. Let's get Haraldir up towards Hadrian's Wall, which we can cross. Oh shit, that's a little too far. We can cross this wall unopposed, which is kind of interesting. You would think that maybe it would be difficult, but if I remember correctly, in real life, it just ended up that raiders, like Pictish raiders, would just sail around the wall and Irish raiders, of course, would just continue raiding the coast. The wall itself was moderately effective, let's say that. We were going to get some archers. And possibly... That's probably fine with what we have. They have no armies. That is the Britannians. They have 0 armies to defend themselves, so we can, yeah, just honestly do whatever the hell we want. I may just fill out this this navy a little bit more. 17 ships is pretty good. That's going to be 2 more turns of recruitment. Well, I think the largest fleet we've seen is maybe like 12. There was a dozen, I think, Swabian ships. Fuck it. We'll go for the full 17. If we need to, we can fill out the stack even further, but we'll be fine. Okay, I think we're about ready to end the turn here. I just want to check very quickly our options as to diplomacy, rather. So, what is going on in the continent? Gaul, still hanging on with that one region. Serena Flavia Tuberta, I think he's new. I don't really remember. All I know is that Maximinus in the province of Britannia looks fucking ridiculous. He has a mean face, but a truly atrocious haircut. The Geats, still very pleased with us, and speaking of truly atrocious haircuts, it's also the popped collar. That's what's really doing it for me. The Angles also holding on with 2 regions. Alamans have 3. And this is really all we can see from our position in Britannia. So, you know what? Let's just end the turn. We will begin raiding next turn. There's really no reason not to. And you know what? We are putting a lot of cash into the capital. So I think what we'll do is we'll sit on what cash we're making for a turn or 2 or maybe 3, just to get a small stockpile going again. And then we can probably begin recruiting units into Sigurd's army, into Ragnar's army for the conquest of Britannia Inferior. Holy shit. This is indeed a bit awkward. The golden son, Ivar, has birthed a daughter with a woman named Snotra, which is very bizarre. I'm imagining like an Egyptian pantheon type situation of like human body fluids. So there would be Snotra, which would be like the queen god, and then there would be, I guess, Ficus. That would be the that would be like the Horus of the group. Shit. That's his nickname, of course. Okay, the Britannians are actually beginning to raise a legion. Legio 3 Invicta. Unfortunately, it looks to me like they are depending on mercenaries at the moment, and they'll probably get wiped out by the Jutes pretty quickly. Although, having said that, the siege of Camulodunum is lifted, and the Jutes have taken a huge amount of attrition because they're besieging this place in the winter and whatnot. Okay, Odir has been exposed. He was seen by Lindum, I guess. Now we have vision in Camulodunum, as well as Londinium. And it looks like they're going to be recovering their garrison very quickly. Let's see if we can... No, we're just going to... We'll just keep line of sight up. Why not? Okay, so... The Jutes are otherwise engaged. The Britannians are beginning to raise an army, but we're going to start raiding. We're going to become antagonistic towards them. And I don't imagine we're going to have much trouble as we do it. Looks like Aboricum is about to rebel, actually. Britannia Inferior is incredibly unhappy. Superior is pretty neutral. So we can essentially force a rebellion up here. I'm just worried about attrition. We will indeed receive winter attrition, but I think we can enter a fort stance to prevent that. Okay, let's raid. Boom. We're making fucking no money. But But as I said, we'll get Aboricum to, well, rather, Britannia Inferior to rebel, and then whatever is... I assume that the rebels are going to take a settlement, and then we can probably crush those rebels pretty quickly. Okay, Ivar has 2 illegitimate children. 2 illegitimate daughters, I guess, so that's not so bad. They're not going to be bastard claimants to the throne anyway. Gunhildir, as well as Hedigunir. Hidingunir? I'm not sure. Okay, Vikingir still has 2 little influence to do anything. Haraldir has 2 little influence to do anything as well. Sigurd, 2 little influence. Bjartir, still 7 years old. He can't do dick. Okay, so we have 5,000 gold. We're just gonna sit on that. Actually, no. I just realized that we've demolished the pasture. We're still sitting on top of a nice lump of food. So I think in Eildon we're going to be building... We're going to be building that sacred ground. And at the same time, we may as well dismantle this one. So that we may get that... whatever that sanitation building is. Okay, we're going to head into the winter here. We have a full fleet for Vikingir. We'll get him to begin raiding. And we'll probably begin building an army for Sigurd, because I see a very easy capture of Saguntium in our future. We just need, perhaps, some good melee units. Some of those raiders, maybe. Or even the Axe Warband. That would be great. Anyway, let's end the turn. This fucking guy is horny as hell. Well, to be honest, he's a beautiful man, so it's not that, I'm not as confused when he has children. I was truly confused when Wolfgar was getting laid. Like, he was having bastard children left, right, fucking center, up, down, everywhere. You know, in the alley behind the tavern, just popping out children, and I was just thinking, like, this guy is ugly as sin, or whatever the Nordic equivalent is. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But Ivar, well, he's like a John Hamm in Mad Men looking motherfucker, so he's, you know, of course he's going to be banging Snot here, as well as his wife, Arnbjorg. That is truly awkward. It looks to me like he's just running out of names at this point. Alright, I'm going to have a daughter. I'm going to name her Gunhildir. I'm going to have another daughter. I'm going to call her Gudridir. And I'm going to have a third daughter, and I'm going to call her Gofridir, or something like that. Man, what a fucking guy. What a fucking guy. Well, at the very least, we have another noble child. 2 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Well, Fandle's gone now. The point is, we have very few noble children, far too many bastards, which I feel is probably somewhat accurate. Alright, Gizir is somehow very resilient. He's going to be... What in the fuck? There's... The public order issues have been resolved in Britannia Inferior. What the fuck? Is there no... Aha, here we go. The Spears of Minerva. They have 2 units. Okay, well, I'm not so sure the Spears of Minerva are going to be capturing anything anytime soon. We may as well fortify. There we go. Prevent ourselves from receiving attrition. And now the destruction of our sacred places begins. Oh no, what happened to the Geats? You motherfuckers, did you just cancel? Did they honestly they just canceled our fucking trade agreement? What the hell? How are they unable to trade? Their capital... I guess maybe they... I have no fucking idea what happened here. Okay, sure. Well, we're no longer trading with the Geats. That means we're probably going to have to conquer them. I feel as if once we conquer the British Isles, we may as well sail over to Denmark and what little bit of Sweden there is, Skansa, Scandinavia, and we can probably destroy the Geats, or at the very least decapitate them in, I guess, the region of Hrefsnesholt. Hrefsnesholt. Is it Hrefnesholt? Who knows? Anyway, we can probably take the Gutish capital. We can definitely knock out the Angles very easily. Sort of like a reverse Anglo-Saxon invasion. I think we can definitely take Denmark itself very easily. The peninsula of Jutland. We can do that. And we are left with basically zero opportunity to trade. Good thing we've built our trusty basket weaver. If it weren't for this guy, we would be in a very tough position. Okay, let's get recruiting. I think we definitely want some of these Nordic Axe warband. We'll disband the pikes. And we'll go for the... yeah, we'll go for the levy. 3 units ought to do it for now. What's our edict again? It is... that's right, the might of 2. Someone pointed out that you probably pronounce it like 2, as in Tuesday. I'm fairly certain that Wednesday is named for Woden / Odin, so it is Woden's Day, Wednesday. You can see how that may evolve etymologically. Oh my god. How it may have evolved etymologically. And I'm fairly certain Thursday is Thor's Day. Friday is Freyr Day, the goddess Freyr, I think. Okay, we're having some public order issues, actually. I guess we really need to get this meeting hall built. That will solve our issues. We don't actually have a problem, it's just that our public order surplus is much smaller than I would have liked. Okay, so... we're going to continue raiding the Britons until they're angry with us. Where are they? Province of Britannia. Oh, they're already quite displeased. It's because we're raiding and blockading. Well, they know what's coming. The Jutes are weak as all hell, and they've actually conquered Londinium. Alright, well, maybe we'll just leave them to it. They can capture Camulodunum, and we can finish off the province of Britannia in Britannia Inferior. I would be surprised if they don't capture Camulodunum really quickly. Shit. They have 1 unit. Alright, well, yeah, we need to mobilize immediately then, because... okay, well, we'll get some of those axe warriors. Yeah, we need to mobilize immediately because Britannia is crumbling fucking quickly. Ivar is no longer Judge. He is no longer Judge Dredd. He is no longer Judge Reinhold. He is simply Ivar. Let's get him back in. Yeah, I don't want him to be chief. I want him to be judge for the public order and tax rate bonuses. I think... yeah, I think that's probably the best place for him. So, the Roman separatists, the Spears of Minerva, absolutely useless. We are going to be dispensing with them pretty quickly. We're not going to depend on them to actually do anything. Host of Wodenets. Okay. So the Jutes are going to replenish. Man, Gerolf is the king of the Jutes, and he has a huge amount of command. He's going to be replenishing in Corinium. I really see no reason to keep up with our current strategy. So we're probably just going to begin conquering Britannia Inferior right now. Haraldir is in position to strike at this dude, the new Caesar of the province of Britannia. His name is Decimus Symmachus, and I have to tell you, he looks much better than the previous Caesar, which was Maximinus, I believe. Although he kind of looks tubby. He looks a little bit tubby, but his fucking crown is pretty great. Okay, we'll have Haraldir take him out. I think Sigurd probably has everything he needs to conquer Saguntium, truthfully. There's only 5 units there, and they're pretty weak. But we'll spend an additional turn recruiting. There's no harm in waiting. Unless the Jutes are on the march again, there's no pressure, essentially. So we're just going to take our time. 1 more turn ought to do it. I think we probably don't even need Cav. Let's just go for some cheap Nordic band to pad out our lines. There we go. 15 units for him. We now have 1,500 gold to spend on Ragnarr. Ragnarr is going to grab an onager. He's going to grab some of these levy. Fuck yeah. 3 units ought to be good. Some of these axe warband. And I think we'll get some of those axe warriors once they show up. It's going to be a turn or two until we're... Okay, one more turn and then we've completed the steel forge. That will allow us to recruit those warriors. Let us build the well in Iblana. And we'll also build the Sacred Grove in Eildon. And that's basically our province dealt with. All we need to do now is just upgrade what we have. And that should be good. Alright, so the next step here is to look at Britannia. They are at war with Gaul. I don't think Gaul is going to pay us any at this point. Okay, they are actually going to pay us. The thing is, I don't think they actually have that much gold. Let's see. Who is the highest ranked in strength? Apparently the Garamantians. The Alamans are actually trading with Rome, bizarrely. Britannia is 32nd in strength. Everyone else is... How the fuck are the Jutes weaker than Britannia at this point? The Jutes have a full army. Britannia does not. I suppose maybe they take into account the region count. It's entirely possible. Okay, we'll get the Jutes to pay us to go to war with... can we do a per turn tribute? No, apparently not in Attila. Okay, well, we'll demand 3,000 gold. They're not into that. We'll demand 2,000 gold. They're also not into that. We will demand 1,000 gold. They're not necessarily into that either. Okay, back to the drawing board. The Alamans are trading with Rome. I meant to click on the province of Gaul. That's who I'm looking for. I can't imagine they're gonna pay us. No, not at all what I meant to do. They're not gonna pay us much more. I think the Jutes are probably our best bet. Maybe 1750? No, 1500 looks to be the cap. No. Okay, we'll try the Jutes. It's possible that they'll pay us the 1500. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. No, apparently they're not into that. Okay, it looks to me like 1,000 is going to be our best bet here. Demand 1,000, 10,000, 1,000 gold. There it is. Okay, we are now at war with the Britannians, and we're gonna have Heraldir take out their faction leader. We can have Vikingir take out what remains of their fleet. It's just a single ship. This is almost sad. So we'll have him destroy that ship and then blockade Saguntium. That way, we'll just kill the captive. Fuck it. They're only Romans. Okay, Vikingir actually has a level now. Great. So I need to raise his zeal, so integrity is no longer an issue. It's been forever hovering around the halfway mark. So we'll put a point into the wolf, and then I think we need a point in... I was looking at Despoiler last time, I think. I can't recall what it was exactly I was looking at. I think Despoiler is probably our best bet, though. Because he is going to be raiding and sacking and all that shit. We may as well take out the Roman separatists while we're at it. We don't need any other pretenders kicking around. Okay, I think this is going to draw the garrison of Eboracum. Okay, well, in fact, Heraldir is now caught within the... You know what, actually, we'll get Ragnarr to not recruit an onager. We'll have Heraldir recruit a mercenary Celtic onager, and possibly Oh, we can actually recruit Nordic warband. What the hell is that about? I think we'll recruit a few Celtic units just to pad out our ranks. Okay, we've killed the fleet commander, and we've built our sacred ground. Household has been gained, Roman exile, seasoned marine. There we go, that's what we need. We're finally getting some naval attendance and whatnot. Okay, we'll replace the wooden sword. No, we won't. We'll replace the slave trader with the seasoned marine. There we go. I think we'll give the Roman exile to our good friend Haraldir. So the problem here is, well, it's not so much a problem, but it's a problem within my mind. Haraldir has been a constant thorn in the side of King Ragnarr. He is doing his damn, like he's Littlefinger, essentially. He's maneuvering politically, trying to get his hands on the reins of power, and we're basically just feeding that to him. We are allowing him to conquer territory, to fight the Romans, to take out the Caledonians, fight the Picts, all of these things, and it's just making him more politically relevant. And I'm sort of thinking in my mind that Ragnarr sent Haraldir away from the kingdom of the Gutes in an attempt to weaken his power. You know, if you send him far away, he can't influence the home front. So that is the thought process there. But it looks to me like Haraldir is going to be finding success on the battlefield, which could potentially be a problem for Ragnarr. The iron-fisted Ragnarr who needs to control everything. I guess he did not expect... Truthfully, I did not expect Britannia to be this weak. I did not expect the Jutes to be this beat up slash... Here's the thing, the Jutes were beat to all shit, but truthfully they are the second most powerful faction on the islands at the moment. So I think what I want to do is besiege Eboracum with Haraldir. We will build some towers. Or should we build ladders? Well, 2 turns we'll have 4 towers. Well, I would say this. We'll spend 1 turn besieging Eboracum because we have the onager. And I think 2 towers is probably all that we're going to need. I imagine that What's-His-Nuts is over here recruiting units. Next turn, we'll have Sigurd sail over and capture Saguntium, supported by Vikingir. Vikingir will then sail around to Camulodunum, blockade the port, cutting off trade for the province of Britannia. And we can also use Vikingir to harass the Jutes if they get uppity. We're going to be taking out the Jutes pretty quickly here. Alright, I think we have time to see what the next turn looks like at the very least. Alright, Ivar is once again a judge. Odir has once again been exposed, and that's just fine. As long as he's not, you know, exposing himself. Man, look at that. I love the portrait for the Legio Comitatensis. They look so valiant with their fucking sword arm raised like that. Camulodunum is still looking pretty shabby. They're beginning to get their garrison in order, however. Loaded dice for Ivar. We've built a steel forge, we've built Home Depot, and we've built a meeting hall. So let's just look at Tuesis ever so quickly. This meeting hall I was intending to upgrade into a great hall. That is going to cost a lot of cash, so I'm probably going to leave that for a moment. So if we research, or rather if we build a great hall, we get Norse berserkers. If we build a tavern, we get wolf coats. I don't know what wolf coats are. I assume they're elite sword infantry. That's what I would think. Okay, we'll hold off on building the great hall. Ragnarr is building his army. Let's get Vikingir to take out this fleet. Like so. Come on. Can we not attack him? Really? What the hell? Am I caught in the... I am. I'm caught in the zone of control of Saguntium. So we're going to blockade the port. Fucking easy peasy. We can then... Oh, shit. We're able to upgrade all of our troops. I'm going to upgrade, at the very least, the general units and the Nordic warband and the cavalry. There we go. Now, Sigurd is ready to set sail. We're gonna have some public order issues. Really? Even with the meeting hall? Well, it's only -2. We can definitely sustain that. And if we want to... I guess we just have to join Vikingir's fleet? Would that do it? Okay, so here we go. We can do a naval invasion of Sagan... Oh my god. That's not at all what I meant to do, but there we go. Just blockade that port again. Alright. We now have 2 fucking massive armies ready to conquer Sagantium. We'll do that. Well, I could probably just auto-resolve that right now. We'll do a protective stance. Yeah, he's gone. We lost 134 men there. Very few. Very few Marines as well. And we are going to... do we want to loot and occupy? Sure. Let's raid like the motherfuckers we are. Oh man, look at all this stuff. Okay, we are besieging Aboricum. We're gonna have to capture Lindum pretty quickly here. I want to find this Caesar again. Here he is. Doing dick all. He's hired some mercenaries, but he's just camping out in the woods. The woods of York. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. Now, Sigurd, I think, can probably just swing over, capture Lindum. It seems to me that Sigurd is, as boring as he is, he's becoming a little bit more important than I intended. He has, like, 0 authority, which means he really should not be a good conqueror, but here he is anyway. Conquering away. We need to raise his authority, that's for sure. The fact that he's homely and boring is really hurting his image. Okay, let's take a look at the fleet. Here we go. Master shipwrights. Hull strength and recruitment cost, or... Okay, we'll put a point into that just to deal with the integrity issues. Oh, and cutthroat raiders is excellent as well. That will deal with those integrity issues. And then we can get him to annihilate this admiral. Man, the Province of Britannia just melting away. We are going to be fully replenished, so we may as well head south. I think the Roman separatists are going to be fleeing farther than we can chase, so we'll just ignore them for the time being. We have gained a seasoned marine. I think we already have a... Oh my god, where are we? We already have a fucking veteran marine, I think. So we're not too concerned. Sigurd and I think Vikingir have both gained... no, it seems not. Sigurd has gained the Raise Banner trait anyway. We have secured the sea region of Mare Hibernicum, so this means that it is easier to trade. I think replenishment is higher. Is that... Am I reading that correctly? Yes, replenishment is higher. Reduced recruitment cost. Still some piracy. I guess we have to patrol. We can definitely do that in peacetime if there's no proper raiding targets. Oh man, look at the time. I just... Oh my god, this episode is going to be so fucking long. I've just realized that we're like fucking 40 minutes in, basically. That is ridiculous. We're going to send Gizir down south to keep an eye on the Jutes. Looks to me like they're on the move. Their army is still a little ragtag. And we will have Odir keep an eye on the Caesar. Next episode, when we come back, I think we'll just auto-resolve the Siege of Aboricum and end the turn. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just do it ever so quickly. There we go. I just love how he just ever so gently just stabs the guy in the throat. Fuck. Okay, Heraldir is just going to... we'll loot and occupy Aboricum as well. There we go. Alright, the public order is absolutely atrocious here. But it should improve. It should improve pretty quickly. Let's demolish everything. Aside from the fishing jetties, I guess. And there we go. We've essentially conquered the whole of Britannia Inferior. The last two Romano-Britain towns are really easy targets, so we should be able to conquer them wholly next episode. But for now, I want to say thank you everyone for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, always appreciated. My name is Incoherence, you guys are fucking awesome, and I will see you all later.